children learned to swim in the 1920s, guided by patience and trust. The image captures a simpler time before modern pools and Gawain summer days. Gentle instruction and courage in the water defined early lessons in confidence and freedom. America's first aircraft carrier, the USS Langley, began life as a coal cargo ship before its 1928 transformation. This pioneering vessel marked the dawn of U.S. naval aviation, bridging the era between battleships and the modern aircraft carrier fleet. Workers on the Sears, Roebuck catalog assembly line in 1942 prepare shipments for millions of American homes. The massive operation symbolized mid-century consumer culture, bringing everything from farm tools to fashion within reach through the power of mail order. Bausch's 1977 dance theater work Bluebeard. A man compulsively rewinds a recording of Bartók's opera as dancers move amid debris. Through repetition, violence, and tenderness, Bausch exposes the cycles of domination, desire, and despair that define human relationships. A police officer and his loyal dog ride together on a motorcycle in 1930. The striking image captures both companionship and courage, symbolizing an era when duty, trust, and teamwork extended even to a man's faithful partner on patrol. In the 1950s, house prices reflected a booming post-war America. The average U.S. home cost around $8,000. Today's dollar is affordable for many returning veterans thanks to the G bill, marking the rise of suburban living and the American dream. In 1933, Dust Bowl refugees journeyed westward in search of survival and dignity. Their worn trucks and weary faces told a story of hope amid hardship, as countless families left behind barren farms to begin new lives in the unknown. Taken in 1929, this photograph of Grand Central Terminal captures sunlight streaming through the vast windows, a moment of architectural majesty now lost to the city's towering skyline. Today, those same rays are blocked, preserving the image as a timeless relic of old New York. In the 1930s, construction workers on the Empire State Building balanced high above New York City, assembling what would become an American icon. Their daring labor, performed without modern safety gear, symbolized both the grit and ambition of the Great Depression era. On August 23, 1989, nearly 2 million people from Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania joined hands to form a 600-kilometer human chain. Known as the Baltic Way, it symbolized unity, courage, and the shared determination to break free from Soviet rule. In 1910, a mother and child are captured in the kitchen. The scene reflects everyday life of the era, highlighting domestic routines, familial bonds, and the quiet, intimate moments shared within the home during the early 20th century. In the 1940s, New York streets teem with life. Fashion, movement, and energy define the urban landscape, as pedestrians, cars, and storefronts capture the distinctive style and atmosphere of the city. During this transformative decade, in 1912, a lifeboat carries survivors of the Titanic disaster. Faces reflect relief, exhaustion, and shock, as the small vessel drifts amid the open sea, marking a poignant moment in one of history's most infamous maritime tragedies. In 1915, a rugged truck hauls heavy logs, demonstrating early industrial transportation. Its sturdy frame and powerful engine reflect the era's mechanical innovation, as workers rely on such vehicles to move timber across challenging terrain. In 1920 Berlin, a postman empties a mailbox attached to a German tram. This unusual method of mail collection highlights the city's innovative urban infrastructure and reflects daily life in the bustling streets of the post-war capital. In 1894, Oklahoma, shopkeepers and customers pose in store doorways. Their presence captures the social and commercial life of the time, offering a glimpse into everyday interactions and the character of small-town life on the American frontier. In the 1880s, a distillery operates, producing spirits with traditional methods. Barrels, copper stills, and workers define the industrial process, illustrating the craftsmanship and labor involved in alcohol production during a period of growing demand and innovation. In 1918, a soldier takes his midday meal, pausing amid the rigors of military life. This simple act reflects daily routines on the front, offering a human glimpse into the experiences of those serving during the First World War. An early automobile refuels at a gas station, illustrating the dawn of motorized travel. Attendants, pumps, and the vehicle itself reflect the growing infrastructure and public adoption of cars. marking a transformative moment in transportation history. In 1954 New York City, children play and enjoy the water in the streets. Their laughter and movement capture a spontaneous moment of joy, offering a glimpse of everyday life and urban summer pleasures in the mid-20th century. An 1850s photograph captures an unidentified woman in striking detail. Her gaze, attire, and presence revealed the portraiture style of the era, offering a rare and intimate glimpse into mid-19th century life and the art of early photography. In 1910, children playfully guide their dog as it pulls a wagon. This charming scene captures everyday life, the bond between kids and pets, and the simple joys of childhood in the early 20th century. In 1897, a woman churns milk into butter while reading a book. This scene illustrates the blending of domestic labor and personal time, revealing both the routines and quiet moments of daily life in the late 19th century. In 1939, farmers depart from an old country store, carrying goods and exchanging farewells. The scene reflects rural life, community connections, and the rhythms of daily work in small-town America on the eve of a new decade. In 1864, a soldier stands beside his warhorse, embodying the bond between man and animal in military life. This moment reflects the reliance on cavalry and the daily realities of soldiers during the Civil War era. In 1901, Annie Edson Taylor poses, with her cat beside the barrel she rode over Niagara Falls. The photograph captures her daring achievement and commemorates a sensational moment in early 20th century stunt history. On July 10, 1932, four fashionable ladies enjoy a picnic in the countryside. Their attire and leisure reflect social trends of the era, capturing a serene moment of outdoor recreation and elegance during the early 20th century. In the 1890s, lawmen gather outside the city marshal's office in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Their presence reflects the enforcement of order in a frontier town, offering a glimpse into the daily responsibilities and authority of early Western lawmen. In 1906, 14-year-old Frank, a miner for 3 years, had already spent a year hospitalized when a coal car crushed his leg. His story highlights the harsh realities of child labor in early 20th century mining. In 1890, a couple walks along the beach in Atlantic City. Their leisurely stroll captures the charm of seaside recreation during the late 19th century, reflecting both fashion and the growing popularity of coastal leisure destinations. On the left, Antonin Bolderman is pictured at 17, full of youth and promise. On the right, he appears at 101, illustrating a remarkable lifespan and the profound passage of time across more than 8 decades. In the late 1930s, young girls pose with their cameras, capturing a growing interest in photography. Their engagement reflects both leisure and creativity, highlighting the accessibility of new technology and youthful curiosity during this era. In 1940, ice cream is being made, showcasing the methods and equipment of the time. The scene captures both domestic and small-scale production, reflecting everyday culinary practices and the simple pleasures of mid-20th century life. In 1910, an unidentified family poses in a Ford Model T tourabout in Dumas, Arkansas. The photograph captures early automobile culture, family life, and the growing presence of motor vehicles in small-town America during the early 20th century. In 1908, a family is photographed together, capturing a moment of domestic life. Notably, the young boy holds a rifle, reflecting both the era's attitudes toward childhood, leisure, and rural or frontier traditions in early 20th century America. In 1921, sisters Florence and Susie Freremuth are arrested for moonshining during Prohibition. Their story highlights the widespread illicit alcohol trade, the impact of federal enforcement, and the personal risks faced by those involved in underground production. In 1889, Washington State, loggers stand near a massive fir log, equipped with a crosscut saw and aided by oxen. The scene illustrates the labor-intensive methods of timber harvesting and the early logging industry in the Pacific Northwest. In 1946, Japan, a US soldier gives a young girl a bicycle ride. The moment captures a brief, human connection amid post-war recovery, reflecting everyday interactions during the occupation and the resilience of daily life. In 1922, famous wing walker Lillian Boyer dangles daringly from the wing of a bike. Her fearless performance showcases the thrill of early aviation stunts and the extraordinary courage of pioneering aerial entertainers. On July 4, 1889, a portrait captures gentlemen standing before the Westin Hotel in California. The image reflects the fashion, social customs, and significance of public gathering places in late 19th century American life. In 1914, a woman operates a telephone switchboard, connecting calls and managing communications. This scene highlights the growing role of women in the workforce and the expanding infrastructure of early 20th century telephony. In the 1910s, a family enjoys car camping, embracing the new possibilities offered by the automobile. Their outing reflects early recreational travel, family leisure, and the growing cultural significance of motor vehicles in everyday life. In 1945, a maintenance worker paints the Sydney Harbour Bridge in Australia. The scene captures the ongoing care required for iconic infrastructure, reflecting both industrial labour and the post-war commitment to preserving major public works. In 1900, Madison Square in New York City bustles with activity. Pedestrians, horse-drawn vehicles, and early automobiles share the streets, reflecting the vibrant urban life, commerce, and architectural presence of one of the city's iconic public spaces. In 1923, the Hollywood sign stands newly constructed, overlooking Los Angeles. Initially erected as a real estate advertisement, it soon became an enduring symbol of the burgeoning film industry and the city's growing cultural prominence. 117 years ago, two women sit beneath a tree, captured in a quiet, contemplative moment. The photograph preserves a glimpse of daily life, fashion, and leisure in the early 20th century. In 1920, a mother and daughter work together doing the laundry. The scene reflects domestic routines, family collaboration, and the labor-intensive nature of household chores during the early 20th century. In 1851, a scientist sits surrounded by microscopes and instruments. The image captures the tools and environment of early scientific study, reflecting the meticulous observation and experimentation that characterized mid-19th century research. In 1875, a miner's cabin stands in Colorado, exemplifying the humble dwellings of frontier life. The structure reflects the daily realities, resourcefulness, and rugged conditions faced by miners during the late 19th century American West. A cowgirl from the 1880s is captured in this portrait, embodying the spirit and attire of frontier life. Her image reflects the roles women held in rural and ranching communities during the late 19th century. In 1930, children walk home from school with book bags strapped to their backs, marking the end of the first day of classes. The scene reflects the routines, excitement, and traditions of early 20th century education. In 1927, a school bus transports children, representing the early use of motorized vehicles in education. The bus highlights the evolving infrastructure, safety measures, and increasing accessibility of schooling during the late 1920s. In the 1900s, a man fills his car with gasoline while smoking a cigar. The image captures early automotive culture, reflecting both the novelty of motor vehicles and the everyday habits of drivers in this era. In 1946, a family enjoys a stylish outing, dressed in the fashion of the era. The scene reflects post-war leisure, societal trends, and the ways families embraced recreation and elegance in everyday life. In the 1920s, construction workmen cling to chains, suspended in mid-air along the side of a skyscraper. The image captures the daring and dangerous labor involved in early high-rise construction, highlighting the risks of urban expansion. In 1920s New York, an iceman makes a delivery, transporting blocks of ice to homes and businesses. The scene reflects daily life before electric refrigeration, highlighting the labor and routines of urban service work in the early 20th century. In 1922, the tomb of Tutankhamun is discovered, capturing a landmark moment in archaeology. The photograph preserves the excitement and significance of unearthing one of ancient Egypt's most famous pharaohs and his richly adorned burial chamber. In 1948, fishermen practiced night fishing in Hawaii, casting lines under the darkened sky. The scene captures traditional methods, the rhythm of coastal life, and the enduring connection between local communities and the surrounding ocean. In 1931, a young, stylish teenage girl poses beside her family's car. The photograph reflects the fashion, youth culture, and growing significance of automobiles in daily life during the early years of the Great Depression. In 1976, Sybil Shepherd and Martin Scorsese are photographed on the set of Taxi Driver. The image captures a behind-the-scenes moment during the production of this iconic film, highlighting key figures in American cinema of the era. Helen Mirren is pictured at 25 and again at 70, illustrating the remarkable span of her life and career. The images reflect the passage of time and the enduring presence of a celebrated actress across decades. In 1924, Miss America is crowned, embodying the era's ideals of beauty and poise. The event reflects early 20th century pageantry, public fascination with celebrity, and the cultural significance of national competitions in shaping American identity. A young and beautiful Farrah Fawcett is captured in this portrait, highlighting her early presence and charm. The image reflects the emergence of an iconic figure in entertainment and the fashion of her era. In 1937, Hershey factory workers individually wrapped chocolates by hand. The scene captures the labor-intensive production methods of the era, reflecting both the craftsmanship involved and the industrial processes behind one of America's iconic confectionery brands. In 1920s Boston, two icemen make a delivery, transporting blocks of ice to homes and businesses. The image reflects pre-refrigeration urban life, highlighting the labor, routines, and essential services that sustain daily living in the era. Two ladies are pictured astride an 1895 crank-drive motorcycle and a 500 new Imperial twin. The image captures early motorcycling culture, highlighting both the machine's engineering and the adventurous spirit of women embracing this emerging mode of transport. In 1886, a couple rides a quadricycle, an early four-wheeled human-powered vehicle. The image captures leisurely transportation of the era, reflecting both innovation in personal mobility and the recreational pursuits of late 19th century society. In 1934, the puddle jumper is captured in action. The image showcases early aviation or experimental aircraft, reflecting the daring innovation and adventurous spirit that characterized flight development during the early decades of the 20th century. In 1908, young coal miners worked deep underground in Gary, West Virginia. The photograph captures the harsh conditions, labor intensity, and the widespread practice of child labor in early 20th century American mining communities. In 1908, an Apsaroke man is pictured on horseback. The image reflects the traditions, mobility, and cultural life of the Apsaroke people in the early 20th century, offering a glimpse into their connection with the land and horses.